So if you're trying to get started in the AI automation niche, likely the most challenging thing that you're facing right now is the sales process, because technically it's not even that challenging anymore. You can use no-code tools like Make and Zapier, and these things pretty much build themselves. But where everybody struggles and what differentiates people is sales. Can you actually close a client, an actual high-ticket client for like 5, 10K, like a big chatbot project or some kind of automation, for example? And the main issue is that contrary to what everybody says online, everybody is trying to sell to the wrong type of business. And once you watch and fully digest this video, you're going to have a clear understanding of exactly who you need to go after and how to frame these conversations so you're not getting ghosted all the time, or you're sending proposals for no reason, or you can't even get your foot in the door because they aren't interested in AI automations because they have other bigger priorities. So the way that these businesses work is forget niche, forget industry, forget all of this stuff. There are two buckets that a business falls into at its very core. Businesses that have leads, they have clients, they have good deal flow, and there's leads that have none of that. They have no clients, they can't get off the ground, they need more leads, they need more clients, they need more revenue coming in. Those are the only two buckets that matter. Now, a lot of people, especially online, they say go to the 50th page of Google. Go after a business that has no website, no online presence, no reputation management. They're the ones that need the most help. That is counterintuitive because those businesses don't understand what they need, nor do they even have the money to invest in this stuff. A struggling business is not a business that has cash lying around to invest into AI automation services. As much as we know that this is an essential thing, it's not a luxury, but it's a need, it's a necessity for them to survive. They don't know that, and they don't think like that. They don't think like you and I do. Of course, they're going to be left in the dust, they're going to become obsolete, but right now, their way of thinking is not that AI is what's going to save me. All they need right now, a struggling business, all they need is lead generation. That's the number one thing in their mind. Can you get me more revenue, more clients, more people coming to my venue, my location, whatever that is? That is their number one priority. We are not able to solve that using AI and automation. They need a good old traditional marketing agency to run ads for them, to create content for them, to run marketing campaigns, whatever it is. That is not our domain. That is not a business that we care about or we should be going after. And even if you manage to close a struggling business, you build them a fantastic system, it's working really well on the back end, they're going to ask you and they're going to judge the quality of your system based on, hey, my bottom line is not improving. I'm not getting more customers. I'm not getting more revenue. Your automation doesn't work. They're always going to equate the results and value of your automation to the money that you're bringing in. And most automations we build are not revenue generating. We cannot pull leads out of thin air using AI chatbots and make automations, for example. So now forget all of that. Forget this bucket. The bucket that we want to work with are businesses that are doing well. Now, people think, oh, it's very hard to go after a business that's doing well because they don't need anything. Every business needs something. Otherwise, they would all be billion-dollar companies, right? So a business that is drowning in leads, they have a good quality systems in place, they've got a back-end funnel, can always be improved and can always be optimized. But the reason we want to go after them is, one, they're doing well. They have deal flow, meaning that they have budget, they have revenue, and they have bigger problems. Their problems are going to revolve around conversion, systems, funnels, productivity, getting more time back into their business. The CEO is actually going to care about, I don't want to spend time in the business, I want to detach myself. Now I need AI to help me do that. They're the ones who think like this, bigger picture stuff, not high level, I need more money coming through the door. That's important to them, of course, but that is not their only main consideration for a service like this. And a perfect and real example of this is go to my YouTube channel, go to my case studies, and what do they all start with? Oh, I was approached by a tire shop who had an overabundance of phone calls coming in. He was missing 500 calls a month. That is a good sign of a healthy business who needed help. Check my other case study for my daycare, for example. They were getting 30 to 50 leads coming in from their Facebook ads a day, and they had no system of actually converting and qualifying these leads. That's another good problem. They had the leads coming through the door. They had money. They had revenue. Now they were able to invest in actually capturing more of that. Then it makes sense to build an AI automated system for them. We just closed another construction company as a client, and we were building them a chatbot, 3 different chatbots to help them with their speed to lead and all of that stuff. But what the interesting part is, they do over $5 million in annual revenue. And we quoted them 10K to build out 3 chatbots, and they did not even bat an eye. They didn't even question it, because the one interesting thing is businesses that are doing well, and especially people like rich people who make a lot of money, they also overinflate how much things cost. So to a broke business, $500 for a chatbot is like life-changing. That's far too much. They want to go through all the specifics and the details about the ROI. But a rich, a good successful business owner, if they hear 10K for a chatbot, that sounds like a steal to them because they just did 5 million last year in annual revenue. So that's how you're going to be getting those 5, 6-figure deals, because you're targeting the right people who have a different perception of value for what you're providing. So now I'll give you some practical examples as well. So how do you actually find these businesses that are doing well? Well, traditionally you could obviously go to like lead scraping stuff and sort by revenue and things, but that's not the best way to do it. There's actually clues left all around the internet. So like people leave their like digital footprint and like a trail for you to follow to actually lead to good, successful businesses. And here's some insider stuff that you can use. So one, of course, go on Facebook, go to the Meta ads library and see who's running ads. A business that is running ads is a business that likely understands how to invest in themselves. If the ads have good budget, they're doing, a lot of different campaigns, then they likely have a good deal flow coming in, especially if they've been running the ads for a couple of months, maybe even like over a year. Then the ads are working, they have leads coming through the door, they probably have a budget, and they probably have ideas of what they can optimize and use your services for. Another great tactic is, instead of going to the last page of Google, go to the first page. Follow the rule of the top 20%. So go to the top 20 businesses in any niche, regardless of what niche it is. The top 20% of businesses on Google are making money. They're going to have good reviews, good SEO. They've invested in themselves. They're getting a lot of phone calls. I guarantee you that those businesses are doing really well, and those are the ones you're going to want to go after. And the reason why you have a better chance of getting those businesses is because everybody online is telling you to go after the businesses that have nothing set up, the bottom 20%. So who's going to be targeting the top 20%? No one really has thought about that. It's like, it's so intuitive, right? So go after the top businesses and really showcase what you can do, show them your portfolio, obviously. Like the sales stuff is separate, but I'm just saying the type of business that you should go after, the top 20% is really where you should be at. Another great hack to find these businesses is go to job boards like LinkedIn or Indeed or those things like that and find out who is hiring for sales reps specifically. So if a business is investing into their sales team, that means they've got a good deal flow, they're investing in themselves, maybe they've raised some money, maybe things are going well for them this fiscal year. So if they're hiring their sales team or expanding that out, then that is a very good sign that they're in growth mode, and they will definitely need AI automation services to complement and piggyback off the back of this new expansion that they're doing. So that's a great way to target businesses too. And of course, look through their social medias as well. If their posts are doing well, if they have great engagement, a lot of comments, likes, their posts are going viral, if their customers love them, then that's a great sign that this is a good business that you should consider working with and you should do outreach for. And you'll notice that they'll be a lot more receptive. The exact same thing works with, so I run a food blog as well on Instagram. It's just a side hustle that I have. Whenever I want to do food collabs, I always DM higher end restaurants. They're the ones who respond. They're willing to give me free meals. They invite me in. They take care of me. The hospitality is fantastic. When I DM local mom and pop shops, obviously I'm not asking for a free meal, but in exchange for a collaboration, like I want to offer certain things. They're the ones who don't see the bigger picture. They don't invest in themselves. Like my food blog has over 100,000 people. The reach that they could get on that is phenomenal, but they don't see the picture, and they're not a type of client that I want to work with, because now my job becomes education and hand holding and walking them through a scary new change, when I could rather just work with a business that gets it, right? That's far simpler for me. Yeah, so I won't get into the actual strategies on how to obviously reach out to these clients, because I've got my school community, which is a free school community at school.com/automate, where I basically teach you everything about sales and how to get clients for AI automation specifically. So cold calling, cold email, cold DMing, the scripts, all of that stuff. That's a separate video that's inside the community. So watch that if you'd like. I just wanted to reveal, this mindset shift of, you're probably going after the wrong businesses, and no one is really going after the good businesses. Like, there's a gold mine there, and they always need more. So if somebody has done some work for them in the past and they've gotten good results, they're going to need more. There's more problems to be fixed, and they're more open to listening to those. So if you're interested in getting into this space, obviously, if you made it this far, I do have a free school community called school.com/automate. I go by Hamza Automates on all social platforms. I teach people how to make money with AI and automation specifically. I don't like doing all the fluff. I don't really want to focus on educating you guys, making you masters of your craft. There's other people who are more technical than me, but I'm probably the best at monetizing skills and helping people make money with them. I've won several awards. I work with a lot of celebrities and stuff. That's not what this video is about, but if you are interested in learning from me directly, then you can click the link in the description. You can get in touch with me, and I'll be very happy to speak with you and work together. So good luck. Hopefully this changes somebody's perspective, and shoot me a DM on school if this video was actually helpful for you. Catch you on the next one.